most common wisdom says most people start going blind around age 40. Your family, friends, even people off the street will suggest
you should get regular checkups from your family eye doctor.
None of us are getting any younger. We can't afford not to go.
Or even worse.
Here's the number for my eye doctor. Give him a call. He's really good.
And you go along, not because you believe this, but because you want to be liked. You don't want to rock the boat. You yearn to fit in. There's nothing wrong with going with the flow. If you don't mind being a nameless, faceless, voiceless automaton who will conform for the sake of conformity. If you are a part of this community, that should never be a part of your character. If you conform to conventional thinking, you believe glasses are helping your vision. You believe contact lenses should be a part of your morning routine. And after your 40th birthday, you believe eye exams should be a regular part of your life from here on. If you believe any of these statements, your vision is not the only thing that's been clouded. I hope you guys enjoyed that introduction we just did for you. You know, if you are on this station or on this channel, it's because you know how we roll. We don't do conformity here. We like to think for ourselves and do for ourselves, which is why I went hard on that at the beginning. Now, you guys should know I'm Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet, and today what we're going to do is discuss with you the health and repair of your eyeballs. Now, you guys know before I did a video talking about how to repair your eyes naturally, and some of you took to that, some of you repaired your vision, and some of you got the utmost result from that. It was a very, in fact, the most popular video I have ever done. 1.4 million views on that particular video. It was good, all right? I have to admit, it was good. However, I am going to bring you another video because this one is going to tell you about your eye, how you repair your eye, and the mechanisms inside that you guys may not know about. So we're going to get to that, and let's do that right now. Those of you who have eyes know that in the future you're going to have problems with them. How do you know that? Because your family members, all right, your older people in your family, your big mama, all right, Uncle Ed, all the people who are actually in your family are going to develop eye problems. They're going to start wearing glasses, contact lenses, going to the doctor for their eye checkups, having eye surgeries, things like that. And you guys are thinking, that's what's in the future for me. It doesn't have to be. And most of you think just because you get old, that's why you have eye problems. No, all right, that's the same as saying, oh, I get old, that's why I get gray hair. No, it's because you're missing certain things. And if you keep up with your healthy eating and taking care of yourself, these things do not happen until way later in your life. And I'm talking about your 70s people. I'm not even talking about your 60s. People start spouting off lines like, oh, in your 40s. In your 40s, that's when your vision starts going down. Mine hasn't. All right, I'm 45. Mine hasn't. So why hasn't mine going down? And everybody is out at 35 years old running to the optometrist trying to get their eyes fixed. Well, here's the thing. Whenever you go to an eye doctor, they're going to try to find eye problems. And if anything, any little thing is off with your eyes, now all of a sudden there's a diagnosis. Diagnoses come with drugs. Diagnoses come with tests, surgeries, all the other stuff that follows behind. But if you want to fix it naturally, this is how you do it if you want to do it at home. Now, I would suggest that you do fruits and vegetables. All right, I love that kind of stuff, and I will always advocate for that because it's the most effective way. But like in the last video, you can't get what you need out of fruits and vegetables because remember, those veins are becoming less and less effective at putting the nutrients in the food. And second of all, when you actually think about the foods that we eat, you're not even eating fruits and vegetables in order to get nutrients from. So what do we do after that? So here's the thing, everybody. I'm going to give you guys a little anatomy lesson on your eyes because most people who watch this, you don't want to know what you can't expect to know what to do to fix your eyes if you don't know the problem. If a doctor tells you, we don't know what the problem is, all the tests look fine, but here, take this. I don't do that, okay? If we know exactly what is wrong, we can exactly fix it. You can't give somebody something to fix their problem if you don't know what the problem is in the first place. Make sense? Yes. So here it is, and let's lay out your eye anatomy so we can show you how to fix it. Here you go. Now let's give you guys a quick anatomy lesson on your eyeball. The front refractive surface of your eye is called the cornea. Most people think that is called the lens because that's the first surface of a camera, but on your eyeball it is called the cornea. Right behind the cornea sits the first chamber that we call the aqueous humor. Aqua means water, and water always flushes in through the top and always drains out through the bottom. It helps us maintain our clear vision. Right behind that, we have the pigmented muscle of your eye that we call the iris. The iris is actually a muscle, and it constricts and dilates to allow certain amount of light in your eye depending on the situation. So if we have a low light situation, that means that the iris opens the pupil. If we have a highlight, like me standing here in these studio lights, we have a very highlight situation, then that means your iris is going to constrict and is going to restrict light coming into your eye. That is all so we get a perfect image and the correct lighting of the image on your retina. Now, the hole in your eye is actually called the pupil, and when we get right into the eye, right into the vitreous humor, which is the large back chamber of your eye, you all will now notice that we have hit the lens. Now the lens for a human is inside of the eyeball, all right? Not on the outside chamber, the aqueous humor, it's actually in with the vitreous humor. Now, the lens is held up in the air by something called suspensory ligaments. Those ligaments are actually what hold the lens up in front of the pupil, and it refracts the light even further. That means that the image is going to come to a point of no return, meaning down to a dot. But at that point, the image will flip and then start becoming larger so it can project an image onto your retina. But the image is upside down on your retina. Your brain, in an effort to not confuse you, flips the image a perfect 180 so you see it in your brain the exact same way you see it in real life. Oh, this is fascinating. Now, the lens, which is held by suspensory ligaments, literally suspended in midair, and those ligaments are controlled by what we call ciliary muscles or ciliary bodies. The ciliary bodies I'm going to come back to later because they are what help you see and see the best. Okay, so we're going to come back to those. But they actually stretch out, which means the eye has relaxed, and that's going to stretch out your lens, allowing you to see further. When they crush your lens, that means that you can actually see closer up. You see, the hard work is seeing up close, not far away. Now, when we make it to the back of your eyeball, we have now reached the retina. That's where the image is going to form, but the retina is made of something called rods and cones. These are photoreceptors that actually register the color and black and white images or color focus spectrum that focuses on your retina and interprets an image to your brain. So, quite fascinating. Now, here's what most people don't know. Like a cell phone, your rods and cones, your photoreceptors, need to be charged with UV light. All right, so why do you think we call them photoreceptors? Photo, the definition of photo means light, as in photon emission. All right, a particle that has so much energy that it gives off light. Okay, now you have to charge those either by going outside and letting the UV light from the sun hit your eyeball, or, well, that's the best way. We don't want you doing this by artificial light because, as you guys know, it ruins your color vision, the blue light from your cell phone. Now, we have one last part, and that is the optic nerve that is running from your eyeball through your skull and all the way to the back of your brain to give your brain an image on a television screen that literally exists in your brain where you actually imagine the image. If I were to say Black Panther right now, some of you would have Chadwick Boseman's picture jump into your mind. Others of you would see a strong, stealth, muscular cat with diamond slit eyes, right? As a Black Panther. That's how you're supposed to see that. Where are you seeing that image? Well, it has to appear somewhere for it to appear in your imagination. So therefore, there is literally a television screen in your brain called the calcarine sulcus that your brain is filtering that image onto. Oh, this gets cool. Okay, that was your quick anatomy lesson on your eyeball. So here it is, everybody. Let's give you guys the problems that we're trying to fix with this. When we have eye problems, these are the ones you're most likely to come across. and astigmatism. And astigmatism is anything wrong with your cornea. If it's dented, if it has a bubble on it, if it's uniformly misshapen, that is an astigmatism. Cataracts is when you get clouds on your lens. Light cannot go through clouds, and therefore that will register as blindness or partial blindness. So we have to get that fixed. Diabetic retinopathy. That is when you have diabetes and you have something called neovascularizations, which is just a big word for new growths, new blood vessels forming in your eyes. But since your brain is not used to seeing them, you can't see past them, and therefore that will also partially blind you or wholly blind you if you don't fix them. Glaucoma is the condition of having high eye pressure, meaning if your eye pressure gets too great, meaning your eyeballs themselves are growing too much because they're being filled with liquid. All right, remember, water comes in through the top of your eye. If it cannot drain through the bottom, you are in trouble, and that will increase the overall size of your eyeball. There's only one of two things that can happen if you don't stop this from happening. Either your eye is going to pop out of the socket because your orbit of your skull, which your eyes sit in, are immovable, or your eye has to pop. Quite disgusting, but it's what's going to happen. So you have to fix that right away. The next one is amblyopia. This is when you have a dimming of your vision. So you usually see nice and bright, all right, especially when lights are about. However, for some reason, your vision has dimmed, and now you don't get the benefit. So now your cones, your color photoreceptors, they're now starting to go out on you. And now all you're using is your black and white, or you're using them too much. And now your vision appears to be very dim and getting dimmer all the time. Strabismus. Strabismus is when you have a lazy eye, or one of your eyes veers off from the other one. It's not the best of conditions. However, I do have to tell you, you do want to fix this, because if strabismus is left unchecked, whichever eye is the weakest, your brain will make it go blind in order to get the vision in your one eye back to avoid confusion. Because if you get two separate images for your brain that are not put together by your two eyes, that's why your eyes move together. If one eye is this way and the other one is that way, guess what? You have two distinct images, and that means that your survival is now in question. Because if a cliff is in front of you, you don't know if you're 10 feet away or if you're 1 inch away. So depth perception goes away. You need both of your eyes for that. Macular degeneration. This is when you have anything, usually the pigment from your iris, leaking into your vitreous humor, blocking the light from hitting your retina. That means you're blind. And you're going to be blind in spots, or you're going to be wholly blind. But in any case, nobody wants to be blind. And last but not least, we have presbyopia, age-related vision loss. As you get older, you will notice that your vision starts going away. That's because the muscles in your eye, remember those ciliary bodies we were telling you about? Those actually get stiff, and now you can't manipulate your lens anymore. And because you can't, now we have to put a pair of glasses in front of your eyes to do it for you. We want to avoid these problems, and if you guys want to do the exercises, remember, I'll show you the video. The link to that video will be underneath this one, so you guys can actually go back and do the eye exercises should you want to for repairing your eyes. However, I do have to give you the nutritional component in this video because that's what I'm here for. So this is what I'm going to do for you. Most of you stay with what I told you in the last video. You remember this? You guys remember? We had a carrot in the last video, and I had some vitamin A with me. Now, today, I am going to bring you some vitamin A. However, I'm going to give you guys something else that comes along with it. Now, if you guys are doing carrots, it's not enough. All right, this is beta carotene. Okay, I use a carrot because this is what people recognize as good for your eyes. However, anything with deep colors, as far as orange and green, are better. This is the least one, but this is the one people know about. So that's why I tell you or show you this in the video. However, this has more than this. Okay, give you another example. This is a 5-pound thing of spinach. Okay, let's switch it up here. This has way more, all right, beta carotene and lutein than this. Way more than this. Okay, so just to give you guys a little comparison here to try to straighten you out, because a lot of the stuff you hear is not necessarily true. Now, here's the thing. If you guys cannot, like I said last video, make smoothies to get your nutrients, you need something else, especially for your eyeballs. None of us want to go blind, okay? So I'm going to do this. This is what I got, and this is from Dr. Vitamin Solutions as well. This one here is called Eye and Vision Support. Take a look at it. All right, there you go. We got eye and vision support. Now, what I got here for you is something that's going to help with your vision, and it has vitamin A, which is beta carotene. Vitamin A is beta carotene. And you guys will need something on the front. It says right here, it has lutein. Why do I bring that up? All right, most people think the vitamin A is the only thing that works. Now, let me give you this. Vitamin A is antioxidant, meaning that it stops your eye from breaking down. So all the stuff that we mentioned about your eye, right? So we had the cornea, we had the aqueous humor, we had the vitreous humor, we had the iris, we had the pupil, ciliary muscles, ciliary bodies, and the lens, okay? So we talked about all of those. We had the rectus and oblique muscles on the outside of the eye. We got the choroid layer, we got the retina. All of that good stuff that is those parts. In order for them to stay intact and keep working the way they work, you need them to stay intact, and that's what vitamin A does. It is literally like the biological glue that holds all this together. However, lutein actually reverses oxidative stress on your eyes. Now, what does that mean? If you have oxidative stress, oxidation means it breaks you down. Okay, it stops that and reverses the damage. Okay, that's what lutein does. Now, instead of buying 2 bottles, vitamin A and lutein, you can buy 1 bottle, and now you have vitamin A and lutein in a bottle that is extremely affordable for your eyes, and that works. Now, I'm going to give you the size of this because I know some people are like, how big is the pill? All right, so let's give it to you. There you go, and there's the pill. It's a gel cap, so you guys will see it's a little gel cap. There you go. Okay, and that's how big it is. Let me see where I am, because I got a bunch of different ones, so I switch back and forth so I can see which one works best. So I'll do this one for 2 weeks, I'll do another one for 2 weeks, so I can see what works. I'm always testing people, just forgive me. Right, so mine is about right there, so you guys will see I got the pills in there. It's down a ways, so you can see them moving around in there. All right, now some of you like that, and you got the vitamin A. Now, let's say for instance you do eat a whole bunch of carrots, you eat a whole bunch of vegetables, but remember, they're devoid. You don't get all that you're supposed to get because we don't live in Greenland. We don't live in the Netherlands. We don't live in these healthy places where they can grow food in the ground and the nutrients are super abundant. Now, here, everybody, I have another one. This is called Eye Support Gummies. So I'm going to recommend you get these because this has vitamin A and lutein. This just has lutein. Now, these are like candy, which is why these are all gone. All right, so I did most of this before I switched back to my other one, but they're all gone. Everybody see that? It's empty now. You guys hear it? It's empty. So there you go. It's empty. But I got 2 of them. Take a look. That's what they look like. They look like little gummies. All right, let's just take one because I'm almost finished. All right, I'll put those back in there. All right, now, this is a way for me to get healthy and get my sugar fix at the same time. You can see, it's just a little gummy. Now, ooh, it's so good. It tastes exactly like candy. There's no medicine-y taste at all. I love this stuff. All right. Now, oh, it was so good. If you guys take a look at this, the reason I'm having you do this is because it helps reverse all the conditions that we talked about. When we talked about the astigmatism, when we talked about the cataracts, when we talked about the amblyopia, the macular degeneration, the presbyopia, all of these things that can happen to your eyes, it's not because you get old. It's because as you get older, you are not taking in the nutrients. And because you're constantly in a state of stress. And when you're in a state of stress, your lymphatic system doesn't circulate like it's supposed to. Your heart doesn't work like it's supposed to. Your brain doesn't work like it's supposed to. And then you wonder what's going on. Your eye tissue is the most sensitive tissue in your body, the first to decay upon your death. So if you're not taking care of that with beta carotene and lutein, you're missing out on a lot that can do something. Now, here's what I also found when I went in on my research to find out about lutein. I found that it does miraculous things for other parts of your body that are major systems. How about this? Lutein is responsible for improved cognitive function and reverse of cognitive dementia. Second, cardiovascular health is severely improved. Why? It reduces oxidative stress. If we can stop your valves from getting hard, or we can stop calcification of your heart or your heart becoming fatty, you live longer. Your systems work better. Here's a real big one, everybody. It reduces all forms of cancer. It helps reverse all forms of cancer. Now, go read some medical articles on this because this is quite powerful. I'm not going to do it for you, even though I did just pop one up there for you. This medical article here actually is from the National Institutes of Health and U.S. National Library of Medicine. They actually have 209 references for this particular article, which is about 16 pages long for this, and I read through the whole thing to see what was this, and I checked out some of the sources, and the sources are reliable because they're getting them from medical journals, medical articles, and from Google Scholar, not Google. Google Scholar has medical article. Last but not least, it helps to reverse most metabolic conditions. You guys know cancers are metabolic conditions. Diabetes are metabolic conditions. Autoimmune disorders are metabolic conditions. Therefore, if you want help with these, if you're feeling like your eye is always twitching, if you feel like your lip is twitching for no reason, out of nowhere, you feel a little blood vessels between your fingers start jumping, you might want to get you some lutein. But at the same token, why not feed your most sensitive tissue, which is your eye, with both beta-carotene and with lutein, so you can take care of your eyes and your brain and your heart and the rest of your body systems all at once. The last thing I'm going to tell you here is about your muscles, in particular your eye muscles. There's two that I'm really concerned about. Those are your iris and your ciliary bodies. Those are the ones that allow you to see. Your iris adjusts light coming into your eyeball. Because it does, you need the light to be near perfect in order to get an image to render perfectly on your retina. That's number one. Number two is the ciliary bodies adjust you seeing up close and adjust you see far away. So because of that, you have to work the muscles just like any other muscle in your body. When you work the muscles, you don't need glasses. That was the whole point of my other video, how to get your vision back naturally by using eye exercises and getting your nutrition for your eyes, which is what I got for you here. That's what you need to get your vision back. You go to the eye doctor and you get your glasses, and every time you go back, you will notice that your prescription gets a little bit stronger. That's code for your eyes are getting a little bit weaker. So the more you put a artificial reflective lens over your eye, the less your muscles work, because you have a lens that does that for you. And because the less you work the muscle, the more the muscle atrophies, and now the muscle goes away, and now you cannot manipulate your vision on your own. You need stronger and stronger, thicker and thicker glasses. Now, just one side note, because somebody asked me about this. They said if you get cataracts on your eyes, can you fix the cataract? All right, or is that permanent? It is definitely reversible. Remember, lutein reverses oxidative stress. Oxidation is nothing but the breakdown of your lens because of toxicity. All right, if you get the toxicity out of your body and you start purifying your blood, the tissues purify themselves, and your cornea, your lens, are tissue. So they will start cleaning themselves out, and you will notice that your vision starts coming back. The muscle that you use to manipulate your lens starts to work better. So that's what we're trying to do for you all here, instead of you just going on believing that glasses are the answer for everything. Contacts are the answer for everything. Let's go to our doctor's appointment every month to see if we need new contacts or glasses. I don't want that kind of life for you, and if you don't want it, this is what you need to do in order to fix your vision. Notice I do not wear contacts, I do not wear glasses. So that is what I have as far as my story. Let me admit this, full disclosure, I did have LASIK surgery in 2006. All right, I did have LASIK surgery. However, I thought that was permanent. I thought I would be able to see forever once they fixed my eyes with a laser. However, that was not the truth, because 2 years after I got my surgery, my vision went from 2015 to 2020, then it went from 20 to 2030, 2050, and it kind of rode at about 2060 for a long time. But I I then found eye exercises, which is why I did the video. And then I started taking care of my nutrition for my eyes. And guess what? Now I'm back at 2020. I can see everything perfectly. And just so you guys get a hint, I have a Logitech camera that is right in front of me that actually has really tiny writing on there. And I can see right now from this distance, I'm about 5 feet away from my camera, and it says HD 1080p, and then it says Logitech right on the front. Now, the Logitech is a little bigger, but I can see it and I can read that pretty clearly from this far away. And I have words on my wall that I can read clearly in here. So that's what I want for you all, to be able to reverse this without the use of contacts or glasses. All right, just remember, if you guys are going to do this, just get your nutrition in. Your eyes will start taking care of themselves. And then if you throw the eye exercises on top of that, within a few months, you will have your vision back to normal or where you want it. Okay? Can't make any promises because I don't know how hard everybody's going to work. I don't know your work ethic. I don't know if you're going to do it every day, that kind of stuff. But if you guys are willing to stick with it, you'll see significant improvement in your vision. Just look at the comments on my other video for improving your vision. That's all I got for you. I don't want to make this video too long. You guys have a good one. This is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet, saying improve your vision, get the nutrition, do your eye exercises, and you guys can improve your vision, get your vision back without contacts or eyeglasses. I'll see you guys later. Get the nutrition that you need, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be well on your way to getting your vision back. This is Alvin J. I'll see you guys later. Take care of your eyeballs, and they will help you see the truth, hopefully. I'll see you guys in the next video.